It is time, once again, before we go any further, we got to get into the wrestling here in a little while, but a popular feature now on the program, something we're getting a lot of feedback on every week. Reggie's Corner is right here, and
Oh, wait,
we've
hold
just
on.
gotten a few.
Hold
What?
on. I think we have a few people who've been submitting possible Reggie's Corner theme songs.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Here's one. This one was sent.
Well, now, are these theme songs, or are they just jingles, or are they just intros, little stingers? What form are they taking?
I don't know. This one was sent by Matt O'Donnell. Let's go to this.
Reggie's Corner. We're here to talk about your good boys and girls. Reggie's Corner. We're so sorry they're dead now.
What? What kind of ending is that?
Wait a minute, play it again. Play that again.
Reggie's Corner. We're here to talk about your good boys and girls. Reggie's Corner. We're so sorry they're dead now.
That's so inappropriate. That's so wrong.
That is just. Well, he's going to hell. Who was this now that sent this in?
This is Lucifer. No, this is Matt O'Donnell. Matt O'Donnell.
Well, he's just going right to a hot place. But that'll do, I guess, for this week until something else comes along.
That's right. We'll see what else comes in. If you want us to play it on this show, it has to be original music, though. It can't be like, here's Layla with me singing about Reggie.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Because also, that's a 7-minute fucking song or whatever.
Well, I was thinking maybe they would just focus on the instrumental part.
Well, then they wouldn't be able to sing it at all. Well, then what would it have to do with Reggie?
You'd have to add the lyrics onto it. That's the challenge, as opposed to singing the part that already has the... I guess I'm thinking, they've shown us they're good musicians. They could do that. But not here.
Anyway, Derek. Not
Hey Derek.
Not Hey Derek, but Derek. From somewhere, he doesn't say, North Texas. And Derek says, hey, Derek. Now, actually, he gets disturbed when we're constantly calling him. But he said, I'd like to submit our baby boy Chivo for Reggie's Corner. He was a 6-year-old red heeler border collie mix. And this kind of a public service announcement, because Derek says, I came home after work recently and found him deathly sick out of the blue. He was gone within the hour. We suspected poisoning, and it turns out he ingested something commonly called laceweed. To all cult listeners, if you see this shit around your house, get rid of it. It's highly toxic and grows like wildfire here in North Texas.
Do you know what that is? I don't know what that is.
I don't, but look it up. If you're in North Texas or anywhere, laceweed, L-A-C-E weed. But he says he was the most loving dog I've ever had. He enjoyed being picked up and held like a toddler and would hug you back like a child. So we're sorry about Chivo, Derek, but hopefully that won't happen to anybody else if everybody pays attention to what you said.
The part of the problem, though, is for people who want to learn more about this. When you try to Google laceweed, you just get nothing but articles about laced marijuana.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Then laceweed poisonous to dogs.
Laceweed.
Do a little work for your fucking pet. What would have New Jersey was overrun with laceweed? What would you say about Swami just because you were too lazy to put a couple extra words in there?
Hold on, now I got all these stories about dogs eating weed. Hold on, let me go back.
But the good weed, not the bad weed.
Man, this dog looks fucked up. But anyway, back to Reggie's Corner.
Okay, talking about words you don't usually hear on a wrestling podcast. Man, that dog looks fucked up. Anyways,
that's what they were saying at the end in Mid-South.
Zach says, last week I lost my cat, Lily. Had her since I was 10 years old. She was 17 years old. She's slowly been going downhill since January, but said he would love a quick shout out. Lily, we're sorry. We're sorry about Lily, Zach. But 17, that's a good long life. And then also Paul from Harrogate over in the UK, who had Actually, he's been on Reggie's Corner twice now because his cat Speedy passed away. And he had mentioned that his dog Leica was unfortunately sick at the same time. And now on June the 7th, Leica passed away. A few young children in our village, he says, he's out in the boondocks, as we call it down south here in the UK. But a few young children in our village had their first dog interaction with her. She made an impression on everyone she ever met. I would take her on long walks and she'd never get tired. These were genuinely the highlights of my life. Paul, that may have something to do with you living in Harrogate, but nevertheless, we'll all miss Leica on your behalf. And Joseph wrote that he lost his best friend and sidekick of 18 years, Emmett, who was a dog, and the last couple of years he's obviously gone downhill, but wherever we left him alone, or whenever he says where, but whenever we left him alone, we would put your show in for him to listen to. So we were keeping him comfortable, Brian. What are you giggling over there about?
I'm trying not to laugh. You got me. It was so stupid. You're like, his best friend Emmett, who was a dog.
Well, because 18, you would think he's a cat. Not a dog. That's old for a dog. Why are you...
All right.
It's highly inappropriate. And one more thing.
Well,
last one.
We will keep Leica in our thoughts.
Leica. And not Luca either.
Luca.
Suzanne Vega.
Suzanne Vega.
Yeah.
You like Tom's Diner?
It gave me gas when I was there. I like the Sweet Daddy burger, but the fried jalapeno peppers and cheese gave me gas. Anyway, Luke from wherever the fuck Luke. Oh, it's Luke from Seattle. Okay, yes, Luke from Seattle. Says, I come to you with a sad and gruesome entry for Reggie's Corner. My girlfriend came home with 2 hamsters. I was annoyed at first, but these 2 little furry fellas were pretty cute and enjoyed playing together in their igloo and running wheel. We enjoyed both Alvin and Theodore as they went on with their daily shenanigans for about a year. Then one day last month, I came home to the most gruesome and haunting scene in their enclosure. One of the hamsters, Theodore, was very clearly dead with its eyes removed. Blood was everywhere. There were bites taken out of its back. On the other side of the cage, the other hamster, Alvin, was also very dead with blood all over his face and an eyeball laying next to him. I was disturbed to find this scene and quickly disposed of the evidence before my girlfriend could see it. I Googled hamster eats brother, and it appears it's fairly common after one dies, the other will eat its dead body to apparently hide it from attracting predators. The worst part was while cleaning the scene, the dead cannibal Alvin shit out a clump of Theodore's fur.
Oh,
both are buried.
The worst story I've ever heard.
Both are buried very deep underground in our backyard now. They will live on forever in our hearts, but unfortunately, the images of the sick crime scene will be engraved in my brain forever.
What happened to Simon?
Well, here's the thing. Therein you've hit on part of the problem here, Brian. Because I think this crime scene needs to be re-examined. I think it doesn't take Columbo to see that you have 2 victims. What did the cannibalistic hamster, Alvin, die of? He says he was very dead with blood all over his face and an eyeball laying next to him.
Well, he shit out fur. We know that. I can't believe we know that, but we know that.
Well, but did he die just from hamster poisoning?
Maybe guilt. Maybe he thought about what the fuck he was doing. That there were there were no predators coming into this, small little...
This enclosure.
Yeah. I mean, what predators?
Was there a did Simon, the brother that was institutionalized years ago, before that Alvin and Theodore went to the gerbil shop, the pet shop, to be disseminated here to Luke and his girlfriend, Simon escaped.
The Nuthouse Fargo of the chipmunks.
The Roughhouse Fargo of the chipmunk, or the Michael Myers, as this case may be. he escaped. The therapy didn't work. And he came back, much like Michael Myers came back to find his sister. He came back to find his brothers, and he killed both of them. And then escaped, leaving Luke, the innocent little ignoramus that he is about these things, to have to Google and find out some misinformation. There is ladies and gentlemen, a rogue and murderous hamster on the loose, especially in the Seattle area. Bolt your doors. Don't go out after dark. Keep your kids and pets inside. Simon means business, and he's hungry.
Do you think Simon is a good name for a serial killer?
Simple Simon? Simon Says? There's all kinds of things you could do with that.
Simon Strikes Again. I mean, think of the headlines.
What about if he only wrote to the newspapers in poem? He could be Rhymin' Simon.
Then Paul Simon will sue.
Well,
the vigilante Simon.
And folks, if you need to sue a serial killer for ripping off your gimmick, Stephen P. newlawoffice.com, 888-692-8084. That one's gratis, Stephen. That means you pay nothing. But that was Reggie's Corner.
Reggie's Corner. We're here to talk about your good boys and girls. Reggie's Corner. We're so sorry they're dead now.
Well, that was Reggie's Corner, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
do you have any other serious topics?
No, not working.